America, it's Erick Erickson. These are the four things you need to know this afternoon. I confess I'm a little rushed in putting this together today because with my wife's broken foot, she can't drive. I got to go get my son from school in 15 minutes and then get him to physical therapy for a bum shoulder. So anyway, here we go. These are the four things you do need to know. First up, the government shutdown happens at midnight. Democrats and Republicans have refused to compromise on a plan. Democrats keep trying to get Republicans to add funding for the shutdown to fund in government that would cover NPR, PBS, and health care, including for illegal aliens. The Democrats are refusing to cut out the funding for illegal alien health care, in fact, or for NPR and PBS, putting the shutdown on them. Now, the tell that they know they're the ones shutting down the government is that there's no big cry about how many people are going to die when the government shuts down, as there would be if the Republicans were responsible for the shutdown. Democrats keep trotting out polling saying that the Republicans will be blamed for it, but the Republicans in charge of the Senate will just keep making the Democrats vote to fund the government, and the Democrats will keep voting against it, keeping the government closed, making it clear who's actually responsible. There's no real way out of this for the Democrats. Russ Vought, the head of the Office of Management and Budget, has this afternoon informed all agencies within the executive branch that individuals in charge of firings and layoffs will be kept on the job in the shutdown for the first time, meaning, well, firings are coming for a lot of federal bureaucrats if the shutdown goes through. Up next, the White House has unveiled TrumpRx.com. It's a website to buy prescriptions directly online with the government as the middleman. Pfizer has stepped up to provide some of its drugs. Eucera, a dermatitis treatment. Zelgens, a pill for rheumatoid arthritis. And Zavspret, a treatment for migraines. No idea how they came up with the names for any of these, but those will be three medicines. Pfizer's stock went up today as they appear to be cooperating with the government. This is the same Pfizer that MAGA hates for the COVID vaccine. They continue to play the press well and the White House well, helping the White House set up this website. Now, we don't know how you're going to be able to actually buy the drugs on the website. We assume you'll have to get a doctor's prescription. We have to fax it in, PDF it in. We don't know. There are a whole lot of details that we do not know about this website. As far as paying the lowest price based on Medicare, well, that's actually already the law of the land when it comes to Medicare, and it looks like people with private insurance won't be able to take advantage of the website at all. So we have no idea what the terms and conditions will be. We have no idea how you'll actually be able to buy the prescriptions, and we have no idea what good it'll do for most Americans. But the president gets a website for buying drugs named after himself, and Pfizer gets great PR with the president by being willing to help provide drugs for the website. Governor Jeff Landry of Louisiana wants the president to send the National Guard to Baton Rouge, New Orleans, and Shreveport. He says all three cities are overwhelmed with crime and underwhelmed by police. They actually have staffing shortages in all three of these Louisiana cities, and so he wants the National Guard to show up. He sent a letter to the Secretary of Defense asking for the National Guard to be mobilized in those cities under federal command. Here's the problem. While the president has been sending the National Guard into places like Washington, D.C., the National Guard has supplemented the law enforcement of local law enforcement. Jeff Landry is signaling that the police are in shortages in these cities, so there are fewer police for the National Guard to be able to supplement. The National Guard, more likely than not, can't actually directly engage in the law enforcement activities due to the posse comitatus law. But that being said, if you overwhelm a city like New Orleans, Baton Rouge, or Shreveport with a National Guard presence, they may be able, just by being present, be able to reduce crime. That's actually what happened in Washington, D.C. Republican governors such as Bill Lee in Tennessee and Jeff Landry in Louisiana appear willing to take the president up on his tough on crime pledge. The president, of course, sending the National Guard to help in Memphis with the governor of Tennessee support and the local mayor's support. Well, who supports it because he really can't stop it. And now the governor of Louisiana is calling for the same thing. I say again, the president and Republicans should take care of crime in their blue cities and their red states and show what's actually possible with fighting crime so that blue states and blue cities in blue states see that actually you do not have to accept crime as a way of life like so many of them have decided is the case. Lastly, the Ford CEO Jim Farley says he expects demand for all electric vehicles is going to be slashed in half next month as federal incentives end. Because of the structure of the federal tax bill passed by the Republicans, it goes into effect October 1st. That gets rid of the incentives for electric vehicles, which Farley and the CEO of GM as well have said is probably going to erode the market for all electric vehicles. That shows you the electric vehicle market was an artificial market created by government subsidy and incentive and was not a natural market for most Americans. Most Americans will transition back to fossil fuel burning vehicles or the Toyota bet. You'll recall that electric vehicle proponents and environmentalists attacked Toyota and tried to get the CEO of Toyota fired because the CEO and chairman of Toyota made a bet that hybrids would be the way forward, not all electric vehicles. The environmentalist movement, the climate change freaks, were horrified by Toyota, suggesting we would all still be using fossil fuels. They tried to get him ousted, except his bet was right. Toyota is now the dominant manufacturer of hybrid vehicles around the world because they bet right, while all the other CEOs went fully electric, betting on federal government subsidy that now runs out. So Toyota is ahead of the pack. And now the Ford and GM CEOs in the United States are admitting hybrids are going to be the path forward for both of those American auto manufacturers. And electric vehicles, their sales are expected to plunge. These are the 4 things you need to know this afternoon before you get home from work. I'm Erick Erickson. Please stay engaged, stay informed, and please keep the faith.